I, Eliud Lagat, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Constitution and the President of Kenya during my service in the National Police Service without favor or affection.
In a dramatic turn of events that is likely to reignite national outrage, Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat has been cleared in the probe into the cold-blooded murder of blogger and activist Albert Ojwang. Lagat, who stepped aside almost a month ago after public pressure mounted over his alleged connection to the killing, is now expected to resume duty starting today, Monday.
Let me put it this way. The reasons as to why the late Ojwang was arrested, together with a few others, is because there was a complaint that had been launched by the DIG KPS about his name being tarnished. So it is on that basis that investigations were actually being carried out.
The revelation came after the Independent Policing Oversight Authority Ipoa released its finding, concluding that Lagat had no direct involvement in the event that led to Ojwang's death. The ruling, which was made public through a report by the Daily Nation, has left Kenyans stunned and divided. Many are now preparing to return to the streets in protest, demanding justice, accountability over what they believe is a cover-up of the highest order. Albert Ojwang, known online for his hard-hitting posts and fearless criticism of government figures, disappeared under mysterious circumstances just days after accusing a top police boss of corruption and abuse of office. That top cop was none other than Eliud Lagat. According to sources, Lagat had earlier on filed a formal complaint accusing Ojwang of defamation after the blogger allegedly shared damaging stories about him on social media.
I want to confirm that we have the powers and we have not experienced any interference in this investigation. Actually, we want to acknowledge that in very rare times, that we have actually gotten the best of the cooperation possible.
What followed was a nightmare. Ojwang was picked by unknown men from his rural home in Homa Bay under suspicious circumstances. His family said he never made it to Nairobi willingly. Hours later, word began to spread that he had been held at Central Police Station, Nairobi. But by the time human rights groups tried to locate him, Ojwang was already dead. His body later found with signs of brutal torture.
For me, it's not even about the fact that he has died. Who gave the order for that young man to be brought to be arrested?
We wonder, why was it necessary to transport this young man all the way from Homa Bay to here? Are there no police stations there where...
His death sparked countrywide protests. Streets in Nairobi, Mombasa and even small towns saw youth activists demand answers. The image of a bloodied Ojwang trended online, becoming a symbol of state violence and police impunity. Many were convinced the murder was politically motivated, especially given how vocal Ojwang had become against some members of the police service.
Anybody who may have caused that death is brought to book without favor and without fear, because one life of a Kenyan lost is too many lives lost.
I want to challenge those charged with the responsibility. Please get to the root cause of the murder of that young Kenyan so that Kenyans can restore their faith in our police.
Under immense public pressure and mounting criticism, Lagat stepped aside from his duties as DIG to allow Ipoa to carry out independent investigations. At the time, it looked like the system was finally bowing to public demands for transparency. But today, all that hope seems to have been crushed. The Ipoa report reportedly found no links between Lagat and the events that led to Ojwang's death. According to the findings, there was no evidence that Lagat ordered, influenced, or even aware of the arrest and murder. With that, he has been declared clean and free to resume his role.
Ningeomba kama mzazi, ikiwa Wakenya pia wananisikia, huyu bwana Lagat pia angewekwa ndani, aingizwe ndani korokoroni, kama vile nasikia wale wenzake maafisa wa polisi walivyoingizwa ndani korokoroni.
However, there is still one major hurdle standing in Lagat's way. A court case filed by a public interest group had barred him from returning to office until the murder case was fully resolved. Now that Ipoa has cleared him, Lagat's legal team is expected to challenge the court order and push for his full reinstatement.
By hitting his head against the wall. The post-mortem report showed that there was torture and the killing of this man. Mr. Chairman, on the issue of whether there are disciplinary or criminal proceedings against officers involved, we are still conducting the investigations. We have not yet completed, but we are very close to. And I want to assure the committee, and through the committee to the public, that Ipoa is not going to be used as the fire extinguisher to extinguish all fires which are generating from police misconduct. We are not going to be used as a cover-up.
But for many Kenyans, the report has not only failed to bring closure, it has deepened the wound. To them, Ojwang's death was more than just a random killing. It was a calculated message, a warning shot to anyone daring enough to speak against those in power. And now, with Lagat off the hook, it feels like the message has been amplified. The people who demanded justice say the real masterminds are being protected while scapegoats take the fall. Or worse, no one is held accountable at all. Human rights groups are already mobilizing for what could be another round of massive protests. Whispers of demonstrations in Nairobi, Kisii, Eldoret and Nakuru are growing louder. The streets could soon be filled again with angry chants, placards raised high and the image of Ojwang painted on banners like a martyr. Inside police circles, Lagat's return is also causing unease. Some officers reportedly feel that the situation is too volatile for him to jump back into duty. They fear that his return could trigger backlash not only from the public but from within the system as well. With the trust in law enforcement already at an all-time low, the development could fuel further discontent. Meanwhile, the family of Albert Ojwang remains silent, likely watching from the sidelines as the man they blame walks free and returns to the office he once held. For them and many others, the Ipoa report feels like salt rubbed in a deep wound. One thing is clear, this case is far from over. The streets are not calm, the people are not satisfied, and the name Albert Ojwang will not be forgotten anytime soon. As DIG Lagat prepares to walk back into his office, a storm is already brewing outside. The country now waits for the protests, for the court battles, and for what could come next in one of the most controversial murder cases in Kenya's recent history.
Iwa kuna uchunguzi unafanywa. Kwa nini mwingine awe ofisini na yeye ndio mshukiwa kesi ambayo inahusu kijana aliyeuawa kinyama inamgusa na ametajwa? Mbali na yeye, hata wale maaskari waliomchukua katika mahojiano wanaweza kusaidia, lakini hawezi kusaidia ikiwa wao wako ofisini, wako huru.